Welcome to the Zen Zone. We are on the V12 today, and we're going to be comparing it to the Tesla, the RS, and the Nikola. These are all fairly close in the price range, especially the Nikola. The Nikola is exactly the same price, and I think the RS as well is exactly the same price as the V12. So there's a lot to consider. I mean, do you want the RS, which is on the left here? The Tesla on the right, which is smaller, the smallest and most affordable of the three wheels. The V12, which has a 1750 watt battery, so it's a little bit smaller than the RS battery, but not by much. And it is probably the most nimble, minus the Tesla. Tesla has the most narrow tire of these wheels. So it is going to be the most nimble for sure. I feel the most comfortable riding around pedestrians on the Tesla. It doesn't feel too intrusive. It feels like a nice little wheel. The V12 and the Nikola are very, very similar. The only real difference I feel between them, minus software and whatnot, is the pedal height. The Nikola has lower pedals and the V12 is a lot higher up, so that's something you may not like about it. Power-wise, the RS is going to be more powerful than the Nikola. Much more powerful than the Nikola as far as torque goes. So for off-roading or quick accelerations, the V12 is going to win. The Tesla, I was just thinking, the Tesla might be able to out-accelerate them for a short distance, but I'd be worried about cutting it out. It's only 84 volts. It is very snappy, though. The Tesla is very snappy, like short, like 10 mile an hour. It could probably hit 10 miles an hour the fastest. It's super zippy little wheel. Love the Tesla. V12 is kind of in between that. It's super torquey, and I feel like this is what may get some newer riders into trouble, is how torquey it is. And so the Nikola may be the better option, and it's also more durable. If I had to choose between those four wheels, these four wheels that we're talking about right here, but I could only choose one, I'll tell you which one it would be at the end of this video. Definitely there is one wheel I would definitively choose 9 out of 10 times. So we'll let you know at the end of the video. I'm curious which one you would choose of these four wheels. If the price wasn't a factor, obviously the Tesla is the most affordable of the wheels. It's about $500 more affordable than the V12 and RS and Nikola. So value-wise, you're not winning there. But maybe it's more useful in your life. Which wheel is the most useful in your life? That's a very good question. Leave a comment below. Which wheel of these four would you take right now? I think most of you would take the V12, and that's nothing wrong with taking the V12. The Tesla, smallest of them, does it really fit with the big boys? The RS is actually, I think, I forgot to check the weight. I think the RS is very close to the weight of the V12. Even though it's a bigger 18-inch wheel, I think the V12 may actually even weigh more than the RS. I'll check on that later. But definitely the RS and V12 are close in weight. If not, picking them both up, it's going to be hard to tell which one is heavier. But I think the V12 might be. Okay, so we have a fact check here for you. Looks like the V12 is 64 pounds and the RS is 59 pounds. So the smaller V12 is 5 pounds heavier than the bigger RS. V12 though, smooth, not the most stable. Doesn't have that 18-inch tire. It's smooth, it's zippy, but it doesn't have the stability of the RS torque or the RS speed for that matter. It's just not going to have the speed, the stability. It doesn't have an 18-inch tire. It's not going to be as stable. It's as simple as that. And it's not going to be as stable as the Nikola because the pedals are higher. So if you hit a bump on the Nikola, the same bump on the V12 is going to be a little bit different because you're higher up and it's more likely to jolt you. That's the main difference, again, between the V12 and the Nikola is the pedal height. If the Nikola had higher pedals, which I wouldn't want it to have higher pedals, but if it did, it would feel almost identical to the V12 in a lot of ways, almost the same exact wheel. And I actually think I love the look of the V12, but I do think I prefer the look of the Nikola, especially at night minus the headlight. The headlight on the V12 is very nice looking. Yeah, I think this is totally personal preference as well. What do you guys prefer? Which look of these four wheels do you prefer? We're not talking about which one you would take now. Which look do you prefer the most? The little Tesla, it's the narrowest of them. The RS looks pretty dark and bland for the most part. I mean, doesn't look bad, doesn't look great. It looks simple. And the Tesla as well, they're fairly simple. BEGODE wheels are simple. They're easy to take apart. They're probably the easiest wheels to work on, in my opinion, especially the newer versions. Now that the build quality is improving, that you're seeing some, better build qualities on these BEGODEs. It's still the screws and some of the parts are a little bit lacking in quality, but that's why we need to make videos and give BEGODE feedback on what we'd like to see improved. The V12 is looking pretty solid all around. I haven't broken it down, but I think Mickey did a breakdown video of that. EVX has some really good V12 videos, some really high quality V12 content. So if you really are wanting to delve into the V12, that would be a great channel to check out. For me, the V12, I was thinking today about buying it, and I thought about it. I could afford it. I'm not going to. I'd rather buy the wheel that we're going to talk about at the end. If I didn't already I'd totally get this wheel. I'm just going to tell you, we're getting close to the end of the video. It's the RS. I would take this. I like the more stable wheels. I like the better braking, because there is always the chance of someone pulling out in front of you, like this right here. On the Tesla and the RS, you get better braking. The V12, the braking was lacking and the stability was lacking, so that's a safety concern for me. This is not to say that the V12 braking and specs can't be changed through software. There are a lot of functions I did not play around with. So maybe the braking could be improved through the application, the Inmotion application, which is a fantastic application. Can't say enough good things about the Inmotion application. However, as I was writing it here, we did a braking test. I don't know if I have the footage of the braking test we did, but I think it's on Taylor Motes' channel. We did a braking test, RS versus V12, and the RS destroyed the V12 in braking. And braking to me is more important than accelerations. And the RS torque accelerates just fine, plenty fine. It has plenty of torque. However, the V12 will out accelerate it, but will not outbrake it. So the V12 is probably the one I think most people would take, but don't discount the Nikola. The Nikola is a super solid wheel. If you want durability, if you want a sporty wheel, the Nikola is probably the way to go. They're the same price. The Nikola is also 15 pounds lighter than the V12, so you're getting a lighter, more durable wheel that can go 40 miles an hour. I don't recommend going 40 miles an hour on a 16-inch wheels. I feel like under 35 is the way to go. On the V12 especially as well. Under 35, this is on my own personal recommendations on 16-inch wheels. Definitely under 30 is the safest, but if you're more of a speed guy, even under 35 is fine. You don't want to really cruise around 40 on a 16-inch wheel. There's just too much lack of stability, in my opinion. Not saying it can't be done, and I've done it, others have done it. It can be done. I'm just saying the risk is higher on a 16-inch wheel versus an 18-inch wheel, or even a wheel with suspension. Suspension kind of mitigates that lack of stability, especially if you go to EX. Yeah, get the wheel you want and take care of it. Don't break your wheel right now. I don't recommend doing stunts. I recommend you babying your wheel, treating it like it's a one-of-a-kind and that it may not be replaceable for a while, because especially with the V12 and Inmotion, I think it could be difficult getting parts for it if you have any issues with it, like rims, and you're probably not going to want to take it apart. It feels really smooth going off curbs, and many people have commented to me that it looks like it has suspension, or it feels like it has suspension after riding it. So it's a very smooth wheel. Of the 16-inch wheels, it is the smoothest but not the most stable. So there's a difference there. It's smooth, but it's not as stable. All right, that's the end of this video. A bit of a rant on these four wheels, and I'm mostly interested in your guys' comments about these four wheels. And yeah, the RS is the one I would take. Which one would you take? Leave a comment below. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this type of comparisons. I feel like the best way, I love writing footage, guys. I really like writing footage. I don't like I'm not just showing videos of me chatting for many minutes. I like to show you writing footage. So if you like the writing footage, hit that thumbs up button, show some support, help me get up to 5K subs. And until next time, stay in the Zen Zone.